Okay, welcome back, baseball fans, with the APBA Baseball Master Game tutorial series. It's gonna be a really quick video. I'm just gonna just want to cover a little bit about the what the single batting characteristics are versus the dual batting characteristics. So, like if you go to the APBA store right now and you want to buy seasons. Sometimes some of the older seasons that haven't been redone only have what's called single batting characteristics that look like this. I got the 36 Yankees out with Gehrig and Merrill Hogue. The difference there is when the APBA Master Game originally came out back in, I think it was 75 or 76. This was all they had, was the single batting characteristics. So how those work is, if you see, let's start with Merrill Hogue. So if you see this SA -2, so the -2 always gets added to the pitcher's grade. So the pitcher's grade always gets bumped up by this number here. Next, so he's a straightaway hitter, -2, which means he's going to add 2 to the pitcher's grades. If he's batting against and it's always against the same side pitcher. So that's only against the same side pitcher. So, like if Merrill Hogue was facing a right-hander, he's going to add 2 to that righty's grade. So say the right-hander was a grade 12, he would go up to a grade 14. When he's batting a lefty, there's no change. So if it's a lefty-righty, there's no change at all to the pitcher's grade. So that's how they did the left-right splits when APBA first came out. Is they always just bumped up the pitcher by this grade. It was only went to I think a 5. So like it was the highest you can get here was a 5. I'm not sure if that's just they didn't have access to the left-right stats or what that was, but give an example. This is a great Lou Gehrig card here. He's a PR0, so what that means is a pull righty. So he's being a lefty hitter, lefty slugger. He's going to slug the ball out the right field. So this PR comes into play in some results on the boards, which you're going to see in one of the future videos, versus like a straightaway hitter. So you have SA straightaway, PR0. So Gehrig, and one interesting thing about the original Master Game is a -1 is like the base, which is kind of hard to understand, but you got to think of like a -1 split grade or single batting characteristic is actually the base. It's like a neutral average grade. So if you can actually get this PR0, usually it means they're a little bit better hitter. So what that means is on a lefty-lefty, Gehrig, that pitcher's grade is not going to go up at all. So remember, it only applies to a pitcher pitching against the same side as the batter. So it's only lefty versus lefties, righties versus righties. So what happened in then I think around 1992 or 3, APBA then came up with the split characteristics. So what I have here just showing you guys, and I want to say also, there's APBA's doing this new thing with they're trying to put together or they are putting it together a projection set. So these cards, if you've bought any recent baseball sets from APBA in the last couple of months, you probably got a little pack of cards which have like incredible thickness to them. I mean, they're actually the thickest, nicest APBA cards I've ever seen. As far as the quality, I think they're trying to like emulate those original 50s and 60s cards that are really thick. But really, these cards look really nice, and they're really super duper thick. I mean, thicker than any season set I have, and they're like a little bit glossier. So if you have the cards, you know what I'm talking about. But this is a projection set that I think what they did was they did a Memorial Day. They took the stats on Memorial Day this year, and they projected these guys out. So just what we're going to use these cards for is today's illustration of the split characteristics. So we're going to look at Bobby Dahlbeck. So if you look at his grade, now he's a pull lefty. So being a right-handed slugger, he's going to shoot the ball out to left field, say over the Monster, over in Fenway Park. And looking at his grade here, he's a pull lefty, +3, so that means he's going to knock 3 off of the pitcher's grade. So if it's a lefty versus lefties, so being a right-handed batter, if that pitcher's coming in from the left side, he's going to see that ball a lot better, and he's going to knock 3 points off of that pitcher's grade. So that pitcher stays a grade 12 versus Dahlback, and he's a right-hand or a left-hander. Dahlback's going to knock him down to a grade 9. Now on the reverse side, if the other side of the slash is versus righties, so if Dahlback's facing a right-handed batter or right-handed pitcher, he's going to add 4. So on the righty-righties, if that pitcher's, so if Dahlback's batting on this side and that pitcher's coming from this side, it's harder for Dahlback to pick up the ball. He's going to add 4 points to righty. So if it's a righty 12, that righty's going to be a grade 16, so it's almost like a grade C up to a B pitcher. Let's look at DJ LeMay. So he's the same way, straight away, -2, -1. So being a righties, he's going to add 2 to lefties. He's going to add 1 to righties. Then we have Joey Gallo, the much maligned Joey Gallo here. So he doesn't have many hits on this card. You look at it, it's kind of a pretty rough card here. A lot of walks and strikeouts. Got home run, 6, 8, 8. But he's a pull righty, so Gallo being a lefty, he's batting on this side. He's going to pull the ball out to right field, so that's why the pull right it comes from. So when he's batting against a lefty, he's going to add 2 points to that lefty's grade, being as lefty-lefty. And so back lefty's a grade 12, he'll be a 14 versus Gallo. And Gallo even adds 1 to righties. So remember that -1 is kind of like the base. So -1, so he's going to add 1 to right-handers. And just for illustration, I pulled out a switch hitter. So just wanted to show something on the original, on the single batting characteristics. If you had a switch hitter, the switch hitter always batted on the opposite side the pitcher was batting, or pitcher was throwing. So switch hitters in the old master game grades always were 0, like they never had any change at all to the action on this, which was kind of interesting. But that was all fixed whenever APBA came up with these split grades. So you can see now a split guy is going to have grade versus lefties, grade versus righties, which is possible. You could have some switch hitters that are insofar as good versus righties, bad versus lefties, and so forth. So you see Grandal versus lefties, he is a +3. So remember, +3 is going to knock 3 off of the pitcher. So plus is good for the batter, a minus is bad for the batter on the batter's grades. So he's +3, so he's going to knock that pitcher down 3 points. And then a righty's going to add 3, so he's going to add 3 points to righties. So that's just a quick difference here between the split card, the single batting characteristics, and the dual batting characteristics. So if you're on there shopping on the APBA site and you see that's what that means. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, have a good day. And this week we got a few, I think 1 or 2 more videos. I'm going to hit one on that fielding coming up next. And then we're going to have probably the next one's going to be probably the one after that's going to be probably the most important one. I might break it up into a couple of videos. This is the part of the master game that really stumps people, is the base running and runner advancement. So we're going to go over that with the hit values and all that. That's going to be, I'm looking forward to that video. So coming up here down the line. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.